Hello, welcome to Yoga and Pilates Fusion. I'm really excited about this class, and I hope you will be too. This is a little bit mixed level, so as always, do what you can. Don't worry about what you can't. Don't go on to the harder thing until you've mastered the first thing. And prop wise, you might want a block. You can use two, but you can really get away with one today. I'm sitting on a blanket just to make my hips a little bit more comfortable. I'm also going to use this as a knee cushion later and as well as a neck support in Shavasana. So maybe a blanket if you want one. And then I've got a stretchy band here. And this could be what we're going to use this for. You can totally use a regular yoga strap for, but the band is going to give a little bit of extra resistance for what we're going to use it for. So I've got a light one, but they also come in medium and heavy. So I don't recommend anything over medium for what we're going to use it for today. And then we will come to a comfortable seat and get started. So from here, we're going to stretch a little bit and open up before we go to the breath work. So I'm just going to take my arms up and reach. Turning palms away, grow taller from crown to tail, pressing that air down. Good. And we'll take the arms up and reach. Pressing away, grow taller. And let's take that one more time. Reaching up, bringing hands together. Good. Hands to heart center. Good. We'll take an intention here. Would you like to give or receive from this yoga Pilates fusion practice? You can always dedicate it to someone or something. This week has been especially hard and has taught me the importance of community. So I am going to set this intention as for community. And I hope that you have your tribe and a community of your own. And if you do not, my prayer for you is that you will find it. And then we'll come up, reach, reach, reach. We're going to take a side bend. I'm going to go to my right first. So consider the hand, the shoulder, and the hip to be in relative alignment here. The other hip can come up a little bit, but not too much. But reach long with that top arm. Be mindful of your form here. Some people don't realize it, but they go into this forward rotation here when they go to the side. See if you can open that up. Breathe and expand. And then when we're ready, you choose where you want to go. You can stay here. You can always come out of something when you need to. You can side bend deeper. You can choose to open up towards the back, or you can choose a C curve roll towards the front. So there's different options, different bodies, different things. For me on this side, the C curve roll is what's best. That might not be what's best for you, so always do what's best for you. And then from here, I'm going to open up and I'm going to move through center. I'm going to go right into the other side, reaching over. Again, try to avoid that forward collapse, that rotation here. Good. And then again, you choose your path. Is it going to be staying here? Is it going to be coming out? Is it going to be going deeper? Is it going to be opening to the back? Is it going to be the C curve roll? So for me on this side, going to the back is actually going to give me what I need on this side. So this is still kind of part of our warm up here, getting all the kinks out. So for this part, if you need to do something different on this side than you did on the other side, feel free to do so. And then when ready, good, we'll find that length and we'll come back up. Big inhale and reach. I'm going to rotate now towards my right. I'm going to take my arms down, rolling shoulders back. Now your back hand can press a little bit more into the floor, maybe using that block if you need to bring the floor up a little higher if you've got short arms. That facilitates better length as you rotate. Remember, this twist, as in any other, you should be able to expand the rib cage and not have any cranking or funny business happening in the back. And inhale and lift. We'll move right through center, taking it over, rolling shoulders down and back, pressing that backhand more into the floor, maybe even to a block. Shoulders are down, looking behind you, breathing and expanding. And then when ready, lift it up and come back to center. Good. So from here, just take a nice little rotation of the shoulders, maybe going backwards and then forward. Good. I'm going to take my arms out. We'll go into a little bit of a body wave. So I'm going to round and reach, and then I'm going to open and round and reach and open and exhale and inhale and exhale and inhale. Good. So now that I got a little bit of the kinks out, we're going to go into some box breathing here. So we'll do this 4 times. We'll inhale, hold, and exhale and hold for a 4 count. Okay, if 4 is not your magic number, do what you can. Eyes can be open with gaze cast down or eyes closed. So sitting nice and tall to facilitate a good breath. Big exhale to prepare. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Return a normal breath. Notice how you feel. Before we come onto our backs, we're going to go into some windshield wipers. So I'm going to come off of my blanket here. And from here, good. I'm just going to start by taking my feet about hip width apart. You can even come a little bit wider. So I'm going to start with a nice long back. I'm going to take my hands behind me. Back stays long. Belly button is zipped up and in. I'm just going to let those knees go to one side and then the other. How far you come from one side to the other matters not, as long as there's no pain or funny business happening somewhere. And when we're ready, let's come onto our backs. One day I'll remember when I teach these classes to do a ponytail versus a hair clip, right? Good. So from here, move any clothing out of the way that might have been bunched up. Hips, knees, and toes are going to track about hip width apart. So make sure your feet are not too far away, but they're not all the way up against the glute either. So give them just a little bit of space. So we're going to go into some pelvic rocking here. Okay, so I'm going to zip up from the pubic bone behind the navel, and basically we're tilting the pelvis forward and back. So when I take it forward, the anterior tilt, I'm creating more space in the back. So I'm getting a little bit more of an arch. When I rock it backwards, I'm closing all of that space. Okay, so forward and back, forward and back. Now, some of you might have issues where flexion, which is where the back is gonna cause, might be too much. The arch, the forward rock might be too much. So you just stop where your body needs you to stop. Good. And then from here, good, coming back. So now we're going to take that into a pelvic clock. So admittedly, this is hard to see from the camera, but from your neutral position, this is how we're going to do it. I'm going to cue you how to engage in a moment. But when you're doing this, if you're doing this big movement here like this, you're not engaged, okay? This should be so subtle that it would look like to you or the naked eye like your pelvis is not moving or moving very little. But you know it's moving because you feel it move in that very tight, controlled little circle, okay? So what we're going to do here to engage, I'm drawing up from the pubic bone and behind the navel. So I'm kind of meeting each other here, okay? And I'm trying to cinch the two hip bones together, even though they won't move. I'm trying to find that engagement. So if you're properly engaged, you should feel some deep transverse abdominis action happening here, right below the navel and right up above the pubic bone, okay? And you want to try to keep that engagement as we go along with this exercise. So if I'm going to go back, I'm going to go back towards the belly button. I'm going to go towards the left, down, right, up, left, down, right, up. Should feel intense. Left, down, right, up, left, down, right, up. Pause. We're going to reverse that now. Left, down. I said that wrong. You know that. Right, down, left, up. Right, down, left, up, right, down, left, up, right, down, left, up. Good. Rock forward and back. If you need to take the knees in here for a moment or rock, allow yourself to do so. We're going to go into some bridges. And we had an unexpected about week and a half lockdown basically because of the snow and ice storm. And I took a workshop while I was doing that. And I found a different cue for bridging that I would like to bring in here. So, and we'll do a compare and contrast. So rolling the shoulders down and back, press your shoulders, arms, and feet into the floor. Just lift the hips up, lift up as high as you can, lift up through that chest, and lower down. Good. Now from here, we're going to press up again. Good. Now from here, good, you're going to roll down from the upper back, through the mid back, through the low back, and back down. Notice how that feels. Here's where we're going to change up that cue. Pressing into the feet, legs, shoulders, arms, lift up. Good. Now, I'm from the top of the back. I'm going to lower down. When I feel like I'm about halfway, I'm going to pause for a moment. I'm going to scoop the belly. I'm going to tuck the tail, and then I'm going to roll down the rest of the way. So when I do that cue, I get more engagement and I get a more effective bone by bone roll down than doing it the way that I used to. So hopefully you're feeling that too. We're going to do it that way 2 more times. So pressing in the arms, shoulders, and feet, we're going to lift up. Starting from the upper back, I'm going to start to roll. About halfway, I'm going to scoop and tuck, and I'm going to continue to roll. I feel like I get in there a little bit more, especially through the lumbar. I'm going to press up again, rolling down again from that upper body. And about halfway, I'm going to scoop, I'm going to tuck, and roll down. Obviously, the scoop and tuck, if you've got osteoporosis, that's not going to be for you. But always do what's best for your body. And hopefully you like that. We'll bring the knees in and we'll rock side to side. From here, let's roll like a ball. So I'm going to not cross the ankles. I'm just going to come here. And remember too, when we roll like a ball, you want to use your core and your breath. So we don't want to swing the legs around. So I'm going to come here and then I'm just going to start to roll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. See if you can balance up there. See if you can balance. See if you can balance. Great. Cross the ankles. Come to all fours. I'm going to bring my blanket in here. My 47-year-old knees like being on the floor less and less, but they do love a good cushion. So when you're ready, come all fours. We're going to spread our fingers wide, reading through the knuckles of the pinky, the pointer, and the thumb. Knees are under the hips. If you've got a little bit of a cranky back, they can be a little bit wider. Good. So we're going to be nice and contracted. We're pushing away from the floor. Tops of the feet are down. Belly button is in. Again, go to the range of motion that your body needs you to be. Inhale into cow. Exhale, round into cat, looking towards the thighs. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. and exhale, cat. Good. From here, we're going to do a thread the needle flow. We're going to start. The right arm comes up. Keep the hips over the knees. Exhale, scoop. Inhale, open. Exhale, scoop. Inhale, open. Exhale, scoop. Inhale, open. Exhale, scoop. Inhale, open. And take that hand down. Other side. Left arm comes up. Exhale, scoop. Inhale, open. Exhale, scoop. Inhale, open. Exhale, scoop. Inhale, open. Exhale, scoop. Inhale, open. And take that down. Let's take a little child's pose. Knees together as wide as the mat or somewhere in between. You can reach your arms long in front of you, or hands can come back by the ankles. Breathe and expand the rib cage here. Relax the face. When you're ready, good. Let's come back up. Let's do a little bit of opposite arm, opposite leg. I'm going to take my left leg back. I'm pressing evenly into that big toe and pinky toe mount. I'm drawing, or not drawing, but I'm letting that left hip drop slightly. And my elbows can have a little bend, but don't hang in the shoulders. So really press away. Good. So really press back through the heel. Look at that. Good stretch back there. Good. And then we're going to come forward. A little bit of a lift. You can lift anywhere along the hip, not higher than the hip, and not so high that you get like a little sway back and dip here. So be mindful as to where you're at. Good. Now, if that's okay, right arm comes forward. We're breathing, breathing, breathing. Good. Let's move with it. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach. Add on to the diagonal. And return. To the diagonal. And return. And we round. And we reach. And we round. And we reach into the diagonal. And center. And diagonal. And center. Bring it down. Child's pose. Woo. To do that other side now. So coming back up. Right leg comes back, pressing evenly into big toe and pinky toe mount, pressing back to that heel, letting that right hip drop slightly. Elbows can have a little bend, but be nice and strong into the shoulders. When you're ready, good. We'll come up. Good. Find your lift where you need to find it. Good. And then left arm will come forward. Press out of the supporting shoulder. And then maybe we round. And reach. And round. And reach. Maybe we now take it to the diagonal. And center. And diagonal. And center. Back to the round. And reach. Exhale. Inhale. To the diagonal. And center. And diagonal. And center. Bring it down. Little child's pose. Great. When you're ready, we're going to find ourselves in a downward facing dog. So I'm just going to go ahead and move this out of the way. Good. Fingers are spread wide. Taller people take a half a hand's width or full hand's width forward. Shorter people stay where you're at. I'm going to shift back and tuck my toes. I'm pressing down and forward into the mat, still rooting through the knuckles of pinky, pointer, and thumb as I lift my knees and my hips. Good. Now take a moment. Check in with good down dog form. Can you press evenly into both big toe and pinky toe mounts of both feet? Legs are about hip width-ish apart. Hip, knees, and toes are turning forward for the most part. Heels may or may not touch the floor. Knees can always have a bend in them. Shoulders are away from the ears, so we're protracted again. Good. I'm going to turn my inner elbows just a little bit more towards the ceiling so I get a little bit more engagement and stability in that shoulder girdle. And my gaze is to my toes. Good. Pressing into both big toe, pinky toe mounts, lift the heels and lower. And lift and lower. Getting into a little bit of footwork here. And lift and lower. And lift. Lower the right. And switch. And switch. And inhale and exhale. Stay with the breath. Stay with your good form. Really lift those heels up there. Really press them down. They don't have to come to the floor. Just going in that direction, going to your personal limit. Good. Both heels lift, both heels drop. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees, pressing through the feet and the legs to walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Pressing into the feet and the legs to lift and lengthen halfway. Coming to the floor, a block, the shins or thighs. Nice long back, knees can be bent. Exhale and we'll fold in. Pressing into the feet and the legs. Legs take the load as we rise. And exhale, hands to heart center. Finding breath, mountain, intention. All right, let's take this right into a few sun salutations. Big inhale and we'll reach. Exhale and fold. Pressing into the feet and the legs to lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and bow. Planting the hands. Step or hop back to plank. You choose take or skip a flow. I'm going to do a modified one here. I just got my shoulder put back together. I really don't want it to get another issue. Good. From that down dog, whenever you're ready, inhale, look forward, bend the knees, pressing through the feet and the legs. Walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Pressing into the feet and the legs to lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, bow. Pressing into the feet and the legs to rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale and reach. Exhale and fold. Pressing into the feet and the legs to lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, bow. Planting the hands. Step or hop back to plank. You choose take or skip a flow. I'm going to skip this one and come to down dog. And flowing is always optional. Do what you can. Don't worry about what you can't do. Flowing's not for everyone. From down dog, when you're ready, inhale, look forward, bend the knees, pressing through the feet and the legs to walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Pressing into the feet and the legs to lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, bow. Pressing the feet and legs will rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more time. Inhale and reach. Exhale and fold. Pressing into the feet and the legs to lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, bow. Planting hands. Step or hop back to plank. You choose. Take or skip that flow. You can always work on a plank here or drop to even child's pose. Whenever we're ready. Take a moment here in your down dog. We're going to take this now into a low lunge. So I'm going to lift that left leg. Good. I'm going to bend that left knee. I'm going to use my right foot and right leg to bring me forward, and then I'm going to step or pick up and put that left foot forward between the hands. I'm going to let that right leg travel down and back. You can bring a block in here if needed. So I'm going to bring my block on the inside. And what I'm doing with the block is I'm using it to find more depth. So by finding more depth, I'm able to get a greater length here in the torso. So do you see that? So instead of trying to force my hands to the floor, see how my back is rounded? Using that block helps me find that length from a place of ease. And then once I train here and find that from a place of ease, maybe I can find a balance. Looking up will be more of a balance challenge. Straight ahead will give you less of one. Good. And then from here, I'm going to take my hand down to the block. Yogi's choice. You can keep a hand on the block or to the floor. You can keep the back knee down and open to the left. Or if you want more power, a little bit more balance, you can tuck that back toe, lift that back knee. You're going to press back through that big toe and pinky toe mound, strong through that back leg, finding that length, opening to the left. Regardless of what that back leg is doing, the left knee stays in line with the hip, and the entire left foot stays on the floor. And then I'll take that down. Good. I'm going to take my block forward. My back knee was lifted. So from here, I'm going to plant the hands, take the front foot back, and you can take or skip a flow here. And when you're ready, we'll take that right into the other side. Right leg lifts 3 points, bending that right knee. I'm going to use that left leg and foot to bring me forward, step, or pick up and put the right foot forward between the hands. I'm going to let that left leg just wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. I'm going to bring my block in here, helping me find that length from a place of ease. And then once I've got that from a place of ease, good, I'll find my balance. Staying with breath, coming back to intention. Keeping that front body zipped up. And then from here, good, choose your path for your twist. Hand can be onto the floor as the block. Back knee can be grounded or lifted. I'm going to be lifted, so I'm really pressing back to that big toe, pinky toe mound. Good, I'm finding my length. We want to twist from length. I'm going to open to my right. Again, right knee, right hip, stay in alignment. Good, entire right foot's on the floor. And when you're ready, good, we'll take that down. Good, lift the back knee if you had it grounded. Plant the hands, front foot steps back. Take or skip a flow. Good. And once you find yourself back into your down dog, we're going to find a plank here. So I'm going to walk my feet back a little bit. Good. As I find my plank, shoulders are over or slightly behind the wrist. I'm protracted. Good. We're going to go into a little plank roll here. So starting with the upper body, good, I'm going to tuck. I'm going to reach. I'm starting around that upper body. I'm going to keep that rounding as I go all the way back. I'm looking back at my feet. Now I'm going to lift through my feet. Rolling, 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 finding the plank. From the plank, I'm going to press, rolling back. Yes, that's good core work. Good upper body strength, good lower body strength. Good. Press, round, find the roll. Good. Let's do one more from the top to the end. Taking it back. Rolling it back. Stay with the breath. And last time, lifting through the heels, rounding up, and finding your good plank. From here, lower the knees, child's pose. Woo! Maybe even stake out those hands and those wrists for a moment. Hopefully you're feeling stronger. I am. Let's come to a seat. So from the seat, I'm just going to kind of sit here for a moment. So I'm going to bring my blanket back in. And we're going to go into a round of breath of fire before we go into some Pilates work. So remember with breath of fire, it's all about the exhale, 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 exhale. Your body will automatically recoil and take that inhale. So it's not something you have to think about. If you try to think about and do the inhale and the exhale together, you'll hyperventilate, you'll get dizzy, and you might even pass out. So you really just want to only focus on the exhale. We'll do 2 rounds of this, 2 rounds of 20. Now, that being said, I can't do breath of fire and count at the same time. So it'll be silent, but just know I'm counting to 20. And I'll just kind of give you a little bit of an example here. My hands are here. I'm not pressing in, but it's a forced exhale through the nose. So it's like this. Okay. I should have gotten a tissue, well, before we did this, but that's okay. So from here, we're going to do that 2 times. Take a big exhale. Sit in a way that you need to sit. This is how I'm choosing to sit. You might need to sit a different way. Inhale. And here we go. Big inhale, exhale. It should generate a little heat, so that's normal if you did. From here, if you can, if you want to, we'll do a second round. So sitting nice and tall, whatever way that you're seated. Inhale to prepare. And here we go. Inhale, exhale. Good. From here, Find a seat, or maybe a different seat. Maybe not a different seat. I need to sit different. So I'm going to actually sit up on my blanket here, and we're going to go into a Saul series, one of my favorite mat work series. And so I'm going to take my feet out as wide as my mat, and I'm sitting on the edge of my blanket, and I've got a little bit of an anterior tilt of the pelvis, meaning my tailbone is going that way, my frontal hip bones are going this way. Okay, so that just helps me sit a little bit taller. You can always have your knees a little bit bendy if needed. So from here, we'll start with spine stretch forward. Imagine that you're peeling off that imaginary wall, zipping up and in, find that core connection. So starting from the head, good. I'm gonna scoop. Notice how I'm not doing this. I'm scooping, I'm peeling off of that imaginary wall. Good. My shoulders are down, and I'm reaching forward as I round forward. From the tailbone, good, I'm still scooping in as I stack bone by bone all the way up to a seat. And we'll go again, number 2. Scoop and round. I like to exhale on the forward, take a moment to inhale, and exhale as I come all the way back up with the stack. Now, that might not be the breathing that you need to do, so do what you need to do. And we'll go for number 3. Now this time, when you come up especially, I want you to think about abs, 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 abs as you come back up, and notice how they magically fire up and just maybe give you a little bit more challenge. One more time. Grounding, maybe even here. Think about abs, 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 abs. Take that breath and abs, abs, abs as you come all the way up and relax. Arms out to the side. Good. I'm going to do a side bend. I want to try to close the low rib cage and the top of the hip, try to squeeze them together. So again, I'm going to take it down, hand, shoulder, hip. I'm going to keep the other hip grounded as I reach, and then come back center, other side, and reach through center, other side. Good. And through center. And taking over. Good. Now from here, we're going to rotate. As you rotate, think about your arms and trunk all as a single unit, moving as a single unit. Okay? It's not the back arm coming forward, whatever this is that I see people do. So we're just going to rotate, both hips stay grounded, and come back to center. And we're rotating, we're looking where we're going, and back to center, and rotate, and back to center, and rotate, and back to center. Give the arms a little bit of a break for a moment. We're going to put all of those elements together into Saul. 2 on each side. Going to the right first. I'm going to rotate. I'm going to round and reach, trying to saw the pinky toe off of the pinky finger. I'm stacking back to center. Rotate, round and reach. Stack back to center. Rotate, round and reach. Stacking back to center. Rotate, round and reach. And stack back to center. Relax. Good. Cross the ankles. Come forward. Find your downward facing dog. Maybe you choose to move here through a belly down vinyasa if you would like to. I'm just going to hang out my down dog for a moment. Coming back to breath. Coming back to intention. From this down dog, the left leg's going to lift 3-point, bending that knee. I'm going to use the right leg and foot to bring me forward, step, or pick up and put that left foot forward between the hands. Find the length. Now, because I know what's coming while I'm down here, I'm going to go ahead and have that block to the front and to the left of my left foot, so it's there when I need it. From here, I'm going to warrior prep that back leg, heel to heel to arch, or that right leg can be out a little bit wider. Get into the feet and the legs. Coming up, setting up for your warrior 2. Good. So from here, front hip's going to come back. My back hip's going to come forward. I'm strong through the back edge of the back foot, so I'm not up like this. It is completely grounded. Good. Chest is going to come out. Try not to move the hips with that. Front knee tracks towards the pinky toe if it is bent. Relaxing shoulders. Gaze over that front middle finger. Breathe. Keep that front body zipped up. Good. With a bent knee or a lengthened front leg, we'll take it back into exalted. Looking straight up will give you more of a balance challenge. Straight ahead will give you less of one. Good. Always coming back to breath. Always returning to intention. Inhale, exhale, finding that warrior two. I'm going to lengthen my front leg. Good. I'm going to make sure that front hip is back now. Pressing and rooting into my feet. And let me change this alignment here. Good. Pressing and rooting into my feet like I'm trying to rip my mat apart from one end to the other. Good. Pressing into the feet. I'm going to lengthen, lengthen, lengthen from the hip. It's not a forward fold. It's a lengthen from the hip. Micro bend this knee. Good. And I'm going to reach and I'm going to grab my block here. You can readjust that block at any height. Good. And then from that length, we're going to rotate and open. So your hands should be right over the shoulder. Remember, the twist is from the torso. So try to take the chest a little bit more towards the side versus trying to throw your arm back behind you, which has nothing to do with your twisting ability, nor does it help your twisting ability. Good. And then when ready, I'm going to place that top hand on my hip. I'm going to look down at that front foot. I'm going to grab my block. I'm going to reach it forward. I'm going to put a bend in that knee. Good. Maybe a couple toe taps to get there. Good. Finding my half moon. Now, if half moon's not for you, you can take a modified warrior three here. But my left hip, knee, and toe are tracking forward. I'm opening up my right hip, right knee, and right foot. Maybe I hang out here. Okay. If you want to try it, that sugar cane, slowly, carefully bend that knee. Good. Grab the foot or the ankle and press it back. I'm struggling here to find it, but I'm going to find it. There we go. Woo! Maybe not. It's okay if you fall out. Yoga teachers fall out all the time. We're people too. Good. But you never know what you can or can't do until you try it. And I guarantee if you never try it, you'll never do it. And then from here, when we're ready, good. We're going to take that back down. Reach that right leg back. Find your lunge. Plant the hands. Front foot steps back. Take or skip a flow. Good. Now, while you're there, I'm just going to switch sides here so you don't see my backside. Just switching my block. So while you're down there, you're going to take your block to your right side. We're going to repeat that all to the right side. So my right leg's going to lift 3-point. I'm going to bend that knee. I'm going to use the left leg and foot to bring me forward. Step or pick up and put that right forward between the hands. Warrior prepping that back leg from the hip. Rotation comes from the hip. Now when you're ready, pressing up into the legs. Good. Front hip will come back. Back hip will come forward. Knee will track towards the pinky toe. Good. Without moving the hips, I'm going to shift my waist. Chest is a better way to say that. Good. And breathe. Warrior two. One of my favorite powerful poses in a second chakra class when I'm really working on that. I like to hold this one for 10 to 12 breaths. It looks easy, but the longer you're here, the harder it becomes. With a bent knee or a long front leg, take it back into exalted. Good. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Find your warrior two. Preparing for that triangle, lengthening that front leg. Okay. I have a little bit of a slightly different position on my feet for triangle than I do for warrior two. So if you ever find yourself in that position, that's okay. Front hip's going to come back. Back hip's going to come forward. I'm rooting my feet in. Good. I'm going to lengthen, 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 lengthen from the hips. Good. From here, hand can come to a thigh, your block, or the floor. And I'll opening up through the chest, keeping hand right over that shoulder. Good. Now, hand's going to come here. I'm going to look down at that front foot, put a bend in the knee. I've got my block. I'm going to reach it forward and to the side. Good. Finding my half moon. Good. Opening up. and coming up here. Good. Now, you can choose to stay, but we'll see if sugar cane is a little bit more successful on this side. Taking it. Good. Look at that. Couldn't do it on my stronger side, stronger leg, but I can do it on the weaker side today. Body is a funny, funny thing. And then from here, when you're ready, good. If you're bound through sugar cane, release back to your half moon. Take that back down carefully. Good. Reach it back. Plant the hands. Front foot steps back. Take or skip a flow. Good. And once you have found that little flow, take a child's pose. That was a hard little series, so it's okay to take a rest. Coming back to intention, coming back to breath, relax to the face, and clench that jaw. And when we're ready, we're going to come back onto our back. So we're going to go back to some Pilates. We're going to take this into series of 5. Now, before we come down here, also make sure that you've got your band with you close by, so you don't have to kind of hunt for it in a moment. Because we're going to be down here for the rest of the time. So now, once we're on here, if it would feel good to you, it will feel good to everybody. Kind of lengthen out your clothes here if it got bunched up. Let the knees go side to side. Good. And now we're going to take this into the series of 5. So starting with single leg stretch, knees in tabletop position. I'm zipping up, so I've got that front body engagement. I'm going to come up. I'm going to really pull my right knee in and really lengthen that left leg long. Both hips stay on the floor, and I'm going to switch. There's no rocking. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Bring it down. Single straight leg stretch. I'm going to start by taking my left leg up. Right leg is going to come long. I want to reach as high as I can reach on that leg so I can deepen the stretch and my core connection here. So I'm going to come up into that C curve. Good. And I'm going to pull, stretch. Pull, switch. Pull, switch. Pull, switch. Pull, switch. Exhale, switch. Exhale, switch. Pull, switch. Pull, switch. Pull, switch. Pull, switch. Pull, and down. Good. Double leg stretch. You can do your arms 2 ways based on how much space you have. If you don't have a lot of space, you can take your arms forward and back. If you do have space, you can kind of sweep your arms around, which is the more traditional way to do it. Okay? So I'm zipping up my front body. My knees are into the chest. I'm going to lift up now. Good. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull in. Inhale, exhale. Take the legs higher if it hurts your back. Exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Bring it down. Good. Let the head go side to side here if you've got some tension that built up. Double straight leg stretch has different options. You can sit on your hands if you have trouble keeping the pelvis in neutral and from rocking back and forth. You can keep the upper body grounded. That is challenging, believe it or not. Maximum challenge is up in the C curve, reaching your arms forward. Okay, so just kind of choose with what you want to do here. Zip up that front body. C curve it if you're taking it. Inhale to lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Keep those legs zipped. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Bring it down. Woo. Rock side to side. One more to go in this series of 5. Crisscross. Now, I'll tell you a couple ways. Most of the ways that people fail in crisscross, they let the hips rock side to side, We're not doing that. You want to be in control. In Pilates, it's all about control. Hips stay grounded. Your legs are pretty much doing the same thing they did when we did single leg stretch. So there's no rocking. The other reason people fail is that they have in their head that they need to touch elbow to knee. That's not what we're doing. We're leading with the shoulder, keeping the elbow wide. Why do we do that? Because when we do that, we get deeper into the obliques, deeper into that waistline. It makes the exercise more effective. Okay? So from here, hands behind the head, elbows are out wide. Good. I'm going to come up and to the right first. Zipping up. Here we go. Good. Left shoulder to the right. And switch. Elbows wide. And switch. And inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale, hips grounded. Inhale, exhale, elbows wide. Leave with the shoulder. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Bring it down. Woo! Series of 5 does not always get easier. It really depends on the day and all kinds of factors. Okay, let's grab that band. We'll start on the left side today. And I want to make sure when I put my left foot in this band, the band is nice and flat around the foot. And I've got kind of equal part bands off of each side. Now, even if you're using a light band, you can always make it heavier by choking up and pulling down, okay? But you don't have to do that. Now, I like to take my band behind my head. I get a deeper stretch for me that way. That might not be the case for you. So find the grip that's appropriate for you. This knee can be bent or extended long. Your back is going to be in charge. Keep a micro bend here. And then bring that leg in. Find your hamstring stretch. Breathe and expand. Upper body stays on the floor no matter what you're doing. Remember, your band stretches. So there's no need to lift the upper body trying to get a deeper stretch. Stay with breath. Good. We'll release from there, both pieces of the band into the left hand. Both hips stay grounded. Taking that left leg out to the left, kind of wiggle around from the hip here. Find your optimal spot. We want both shoulders and the right hip to stay on the floor. And if your right knee is bent, it stays in line with the hip. It doesn't fall out here as a counter. So if you can only do this with the counterweight, you're taking your leg too far out to the side. Breathe. Good. Gonna bring that back up. My right leg's gonna come a little bit longer. I'm gonna switch out the hands. I'm gonna arc over 45-ish degrees. I'm gonna wiggle, wiggle, wiggle here. Good. I'm just kind of finding my stretch. And when we're ready, good, we'll take that back. Let's take this into some circles now. You get to choose today between small circles. If you're more of a beginner, I'm going to recommend you do that. Or large circles. Large circles require more core control because, again, we're going to keep both hips on the floor here. Okay, so I'm going to pull that down. I'm drawing up and in. I'm cinching those hip bones together. I'm really trying to get that deep transverse abdominis connection. And I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I'll reverse. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. You can do a midair switcheroo here. Again, making sure that hand is flat around that right foot. Okay. Find the grip that you need here. Make sure you got equal part band on both sides. Find your hammy stretch. Breathing and expanding, relaxing around the face and clenching that jaw if you can. Returning to that intention. Good. I'll come back up. Both pieces of the band into the right hand. Good. From here, both hips, both shoulders stay on the floor as you open that leg out to the right. Kind of wiggle around from the hip here, finding your best spot. If the left knee is bent, left knee stays in line with the hip. Don't use it as counterweight. Breathe and expand. And coming back up. Good. We will switch out the hands. Take that left leg long and arc over 45-ish degrees, finding your best spot. And we'll take it back up. Good. And then from here, when we're ready. Good. Smaller circles if you're more of a beginner, maybe some larger ones if you want. If you are a little bit more advanced and you've got that control, zip up nice and tight. Front body, here we go. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And last one, 6. Good. Bring that foot out of there. You can place that band aside. Good. Going into a little bit of a happy baby here. You can grab the inside or outside of the feet or yogi toe and kind of just come into that nice stretch here. If this is too much for you, come to happy adult, which is just right here. Same hip opener, just a little bit less intensity. Wherever you're going here, try to find a little bit more length from the crown to tail. Can your tailbone be on the floor? And if you want to look at this from a different perspective, kind of look at it as kind of like a supine version of your malasana squat in yoga class. And when ready, good. We're going to release that. We're going to roll over onto the right side. Good. As we roll over onto the right side, you have options. You can be up here. You can be here if that's where you're going to be. Good. No hanging in the shoulder. We want to be lifted and lifted. You can also be more down here, or you can be down here. So be where you're more comfortable. I'm going to be here. Good. Now, some people like to take the legs out 45 degrees. Some people, like myself, like a straight vertical line. It's a little bit harder that way. Neither way is wrong. Just do what is the best way for you. So whatever you're doing, your shoulders and hips are going in the same direction, and shoulders and hips are in that alignment. I'm going to bend my bottom leg here. I'm going to do a little point, but not an excessive point of that top foot. Good. And from here, when you're ready, we're going to lift, lower, bend, stretch, lift, lower, bend, stretch, lift, lower, bend, stretch, lift, lower, bend, stretch. Zip up. Try not to let the pelvis move. Tiny circle. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's take this into a quad stretch. If you did the sugar cane, you got a little bit of one. Good. So let's bend in, grab a shin, grab a foot, grab an ankle. Knee and foot are going to go behind you. Hips are going to come forward. Good. Breathing. And when you're ready, we'll release. Come onto the belly. From here, we're going to go into a locust series. I'm going to take my hands to my hips, Palms can be up or face down. Do what's best for you. Rolling the shoulders back, zipping up that front body. I'm going to press the pubic bone and both hip bones just a little bit more into the floor. And then I'm just going to start by rolling shoulders back, lifting that upper body just to start. Good. And lower. From here, zipping up. Maybe we lift that lower body just a little bit. And lower. Maybe give yourself a wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Good. Now, if you want to, upper and lower body together, rolling shoulders back, reach and lift. And roll that back down. Make a little recovery pillow with your hands and wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Good. From here, I'm going to take it back into a little bit of a child's pose. And once I come out of that child's pose, now I'm going to come onto my left side. So we get that side series on this side. So whatever you did with your arm on the other side, try to do that on this side, just so that you train evenly. And same thing with the legs. If you did 45 degrees or parallel on the other side, try to do that here as well. So I'm going to zip up nice and tight. Good. Little point on that top leg. And here we go. Lift, lower, bend, stretch. Lift, lower, bend, stretch. Lift, lower, bend, stretch. Lift, lower, bend, stretch. Lift, lower, bend, and stretch. Good. Here's those little circles, 6 in each direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And reverse. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Getting that quad stretch, bend in, grab where you need to grab, foot and knee go behind you, hip comes forward. And then from here, when you're ready, we'll carefully release. We're going to come back onto the back. Okay. Now, I'm going to re-grab my blanket here. I'm going to use it as a little bit of neck support. Good. Again, kind of unbunch your clothes as best as you need to here. Good. From here, we're going to take a figure 4. I'm going to cross my right ankle over that left knee. So there's different things you can do here. You can let that knee go towards that corner of your mat. That might feel one way. You can let that knee kind of come into the chest. That might feel different. I'm in another way. You can also kind of bring it all in closer to the chest. You can even thread behind this thigh here. Just kind of find your figure 4 the way that you need to find it on this side and in this moment. And you can rock your figure 4 if that suits you. So this is a on your back version of a belly down pigeon. So it's a little bit kinder on the joints to do it on your back versus belly down. And then when you're ready, good. We'll gently release. Good. And I'll bring that foot down. We're going to do that on the other side. So now this figure 4 on this side might actually be a little bit different than the other side. Just kind of play with where you need to feel it. Everyone's going to need it a little bit different. For me, it's actually going to be here. For sure, I can tell it right off the bat. But you can also bring it into the chest. You can also do that little bind. Get what you need on this side in this moment. And you can always rock your figure 4 should you want to do that. And when you're ready, we'll carefully undo. Good. Coming into the final twist. Arms out to the side as a T. One knee at a time into tabletop position, knees over the hips, shins parallel to the floor. Good. I'm going to let those knees go all the way over to the left. As I look to the right, trying to keep my right shoulder on the floor as well. Breathe and expand. Now, different bodies need different things. You can play with where you need it. You can kind of drag the knees up. That'll feel one way in the back. Taking your feet and knees down a little bit will feel differently in the back. Find it where you need yours. As long as there's no pain, numbness, tingling, burning, funny business, and you're operating in a way that's best for your body that you know, then you are okay. Head back to center, one leg at a time, or use your abdominals to bring both knees back to center. And then once you're ready, good. We'll take those knees all the way over to the right, keeping left shoulder on the floor, looking to the left. Again, you can slide those knees up and down, finding your best spot. Breathing. And when you're ready, head can come back to center, one knee at a time, or use your abdominals to bring everything in, bringing the knees into the chest, and maybe a full body stretch. And we'll go into a short little Shavasana here. So I am going to come to constructive rest, which is a bend in the knees, but you're free to let everything come long and flop open. And this is about comfort and being where you can be still for a few moments without fidgeting. So if that means you need to be on your side or on your belly or bring in some other props, always do that. I will leave you here for a few moments, coming back to the breath, returning to intention, relax around the forehead and the eyes, unclench the jaw. Taking some deep breaths, choosing stillness. Gently take head and neck from side to side, maybe inviting a wiggle of the fingers and the toes. Choosing stillness, Bringing the knees into the chest, keeping the upper body grounded or maybe lifting up into a full body hug. And choosing stillness, removing any props out of the way that you may have used during your Shavasana time. Taking the legs long in front of you, arms long behind you, finding a nice, satisfying full body stretch, reaching from fingers to toes, pointing and flexing through feet, bending and stretching through the hands, twirling wrists and ankles in one direction, and then in the other. And then whenever we're ready, bending in both knees, rolling over to your right or left side, the side that works best for your body in this moment. Taking all the time that you need. And when you're ready, pressing yourself up to a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like for you. Taking a moment, sitting tall, notice how you feel. Hopefully a little bit better, a little bit looser, a little bit stronger than when we started. Fingertips to the side, palms turning up. Inhale and we'll reach. As we touch the palms together and begin to bring them down, we'll stop the thumbs at the forehead for good and true thoughts. To the lips for good and kind words. And to the heart for open and loving hearts. Then we know effort on this mat is ever wasted. No gain is ever reversed. May you be safe. May you stay well. Whatever your intention was, I truly hope that you seek it, especially if it was about finding community. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.